Wirecard ist einer der schnellst wachsenden Financial Commercial.
By all of this noise.
Sehr deutlich spiegelt sich dieser Wirtschaftskrimi im jüngsten Schlagabtausch zwischen Wirecard und der Financial Times.
Finanzdienstleisters Wirecard, der
In 2020, a company worth over $20 billion collapsed almost overnight. Not because of hackers, not because of war, not because of a recession, but because $2 billion simply didn't exist. No vaults, no accounts, no missing transfers. The money was never there. And somehow nobody noticed for years. This is the story of Wirecard, the fintech giant that fooled investors, governments, and the entire financial system. In the early 2000s, Germany wanted a tech champion, something modern, something global, a company that could compete with Silicon Valley. And then came Wirecard. At first, it looked brilliant. The company processed digital payments for businesses around the world, online stores, gambling sites, adult websites, airlines, the kinds of clients traditional banks avoided. But Wirecard embraced them, and profits exploded. Investors rushed in. The media called it the future of finance. At its peak, Wirecard became more valuable than Deutsche Bank. Think about that. A young fintech startup worth more than Germany's biggest bank. And leading the company was a man who looked like he had stepped straight out of Silicon Valley. Markus Braun, black turtleneck, calm voice, carefully controlled image. Germany's version of Steve Jobs. And his message was simple. Cash is dead. Wirecard is the future. But behind the success, something felt wrong. The numbers were unbelievable. Wirecard claimed massive profits from overseas partners, especially in Asia. Yet very few people understood exactly how the business worked. And whenever someone asked difficult questions, the company became aggressive. Then journalists started digging deeper, especially reporters from Financial Times. They investigated suspicious transactions, fake customers, and accounting irregularities. Their reports suggested one terrifying possibility: Wirecard might be faking its profits. But instead of answering the accusations, Wirecard attacked the journalists. The company accused them of market manipulation. Regulators even investigated the reporters instead of the company. Think about that. The people exposing the fraud became the targets. Meanwhile, investors kept buying the stock because nobody wanted to believe Germany's biggest tech success story could all be fake. Here's where the scam becomes unbelievable. Wirecard claimed it held nearly $2 billion inside trustee bank accounts in Asia. The money supposedly came from third-party business partners. There was just one problem. Nobody could actually confirm the accounts existed. Not investors, not regulators, not even auditors. For years, the company produced documents that appeared legitimate. Spreadsheets, contracts, bank confirmations, everything looked real. Until auditors from Ernst & Young asked a simple question. Can the banks directly confirm the cash? That should have been easy. If the money existed, the banks could verify it instantly. But suddenly, everything went quiet. Excuses appeared. Delays happened. Documents stopped making sense. Then came the final shock. The Philippine banks supposedly holding the money said the documents were fake. The accounts never existed. $2 billion had been invented. Not stolen, not transferred, invented. One of the largest accounting frauds in modern history collapsed in a single week. The market panic was immediate. Wirecard's stock collapsed. Billions vanished within days. Investors lost fortunes. Employees lost jobs. Germany's financial reputation was destroyed. Then authorities moved in. CEO Markus Braun was arrested. But another executive completely disappeared. Jan Marsalek, Wirecard's mysterious chief operating officer. One day, he was in Germany. The next, gone. Reports say he escaped to Belarus, possibly with help from intelligence connections. And that's when the story stopped looking like ordinary corporate fraud. Because investigators discovered something strange. Marsalek allegedly had connections to Russian intelligence circles, private military networks, secret operations in Libya, and shadowy international contacts. Suddenly, the missing billions were only part of the story. So how did this happen? How did a fake empire survive for so long? The answer is uncomfortable, because everybody trusted the system. Auditors signed the reports. Regulators defended the company. Politicians praised it. Investors ignored warning signs because the profits looked too good. And anyone who questioned the illusion was treated like the enemy. That's the terrifying part about financial bubbles. The bigger they become, the harder they are to challenge. Wirecard didn't survive because the fraud was perfect. It survived because people wanted to believe it was real. And by the time the truth finally emerged, it was already too late. In the end, the biggest scams rarely hide in darkness. They stand in plain sight, protected by trust, powered by greed, and defended by the very systems meant to stop them. Wirecard wasn't just a company that lied. It was a warning, a reminder that sometimes the most dangerous illusion is believing that someone else already checked the truth. And somewhere out there, the man who helped build it all may still be running.